So rating unrated players is really difficult, but essentially what we're doing is when we get our first result from a player, we use whatever information that we can to find basically a starting point for that player. So again, if you remember, our rating system is based on that idea of expectation and then performance against expectation. But if we have a new user who has, for which we have no expectations, we need to get those data elsewhere. So we use a combination of anything from the brackets and the event types that they play in, the levels of the players they're playing, other demographic information to set sort of a starting point with which we can then use to grade that player's performances. And then each time they're adding a match, we then can fine tune that starting point and fine tune their final rating, and then also use that information to fine tune the ratings of the other unrated players that they're playing against. So again, the fluid system is really what makes this possible, in that we're able to retroactively go back in time and adjust all of this stuff constantly with some of these unrated players. But once they play against a reliably rated DUPR player, we then have the ability to sort of calibrate them with DUPR and with the system, and then they'll be at a rating, pretty quickly, what we'll sort of use as their starting point moving forward. Again, this is just a variation in our ability to use DUPR ratings to predict the outcome of matches. And the x-axis is degrees of separation. The players, we'll call them the players for which we have the most information, just the 10-15 pro players for which we're really sure about. And these over here are players that are, 7 degrees of separation from these 10-15 players for which we have the most information. Somebody with 1 degree of separation, these players, this blue point, they've played directly against these 10 to 15 players. The teal players have played against these blue players, but they have not played against these players, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And whereas these players at 7 degrees of separation they're connected to DUPR, very loosely connected to these 10 to 15 pro players. These players all the way out here at 7 degrees of separation, their rating still needs to take a little bit of time to get accurate. When it comes to predicting the outcome of a result, their ratings are still useful.
Thank you, Mike. That's super exciting, and it's hot off the press. I love that you ran the numbers one more time this morning just to make sure.
Yep.